What's going on, eaters and feeders? This is the fourth and final episode of the segmented interview I did with Tom Orlandi from Kraving Thyme Meal Prep out of Niagra, New York. If you haven't checked out the first three episodes, I invite you to do that. They're definitely posted if this one's posted. This episode's a bit different. We talk less about the specifics of the meal prep business and more about the entrepreneurial journey and the importance of giving back, which is really, if you were to watch one episode, I would say this is the one I'd want you to watch, because whether you move forward with your meal prep business or any other business, or you don't even start a business, I think some of the stuff that we touch on very briefly here is the most important stuff that you could know as far as being a human being positive, and making a difference in the world. If you're new to my channel, these episodes are very different from what I normally do. This interview series is something that I'm experimenting with, so I invite you to check out my other episodes as well. I also invite you to subscribe, turn on those alert notifications, and make sure you check out the links below. Tons of content and resources through there that I can't get on YouTube. And I also have mealprepbiz101.com on my website. I've got boot camps, there's consultation, private groups, all sorts of other resources, tools. We got free software for you to run your business. So check out all of that stuff. Links in the notes below, mealprepbiz101.com, and let's jump into today's episode.
Welcome to our channel where we go behind the scenes for meal plan company Fit Food Fresh and other local businesses across South Florida. Make sure you hit the subscribe and alerts so you never miss a video, and hit us with any questions or suggestions.
I have this theory that I think entrepreneurs are kind of, let's say out of 150 people, one person is meant to be, because I think tribes would be hundreds or up to thousands of people. And then you have different levels of chief. But I think at 150, I read some book where they were talking about that's kind of like a company that gets 150 people. That's kind of like the borders of a consistent culture. And anything over 150, you start diluting the company culture. And there's one company, I forget the example, but they got to 300 and they ended up just having two different buildings. And the culture was a little bit different each one of them, but it was better than trying to have 300 people in the same building. So in any case, my theory is that out of every X amount of people, you have that entrepreneurial drive to be a leader and make decisions and be active and be more of an active creator in your life. And I think the other people kind of just fall in somewhere else where it's not the same drive they have. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we need everybody in the tribe to have different roles. But I think that's the modern equivalent. We don't have our own tribes now, but we have this yearning to be okay, I want my own company. I've got friends who have never thought of it. They don't know. I mean, their first thing would be I want a company to make a lot of money. But my thing is even if I won the lottery, I'd be always playing with this game that we get to play and figuring stuff out. So
yeah, it's funny. Funny you said that. I want to do it to make money. Well, if you chase money, money runs.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You can't do it for the money. It's got to be secondary, and that's why I'm doing. Well, I'm sure what you're doing, but I'm doing this for the people, putting smiles on the faces, making sure that they're getting their meals. They're not eating garbage food. And obviously, I want to put a great product out there. If you spend $1 or $2, awesome.
That's one thing I love about the meal prep business is you have the ability to improve lives in a bunch of different levels. Like I said, our guys are able to leave, they're done cooking and they're able to leave the restaurant while the sun's still out and pick up their kids. So it improves their quality of life. And then obviously the people who are using this, they're improving their health. We've had all sorts of stories that choke you up and bring you to tears, to even just people who are able to save time. It improves their quality of life. And I've been involved with other companies where, I've sold insurance. I had a mortgage license. I was in call centers. The only other thing that compares to this is firefighting. And even that, you kind of get lost in the headache of certain situations. But that feeling of being able to help people, if you're able to find a way to make money, putting smiles on people's faces and knowing that you're improving their life, you won the game. That's I was just talking to my fiance that my theory is negativity can never build. It can only take away, or at best make a zero sum. So my example would be, if I had a problem with you and I got revenge on you, I might feel good, maybe. So we have a positive for me and negative for you. That equals out to a zero. So it's zero sum, doesn't create anything. maybe I'm still going to feel negative. I'll get my revenge and I'll still have this harboring thing, but now I've just made you negative and me negative. So I've just destroyed, I've taken away. Whereas with positivity, if I help you, I feel good about helping you. You feel good about getting help. And it's a multiplier. Like it takes one action and makes two positive, balances in the universe. So I think we got that. We're kind of tuned into that frequency, and there's some kind of compass in us that recognizes that, gives us that good feeling, gives us that good feedback loop, makes us want to do it again and again. And this business is like, there's endless opportunities for it. And you feel good about the product. When people enjoy the food, it makes them feel good. When they compliment the food, it makes you feel good. You're proud of the team. You like give them high fives and stuff. It's like, it's such a cool business. I'm so in love with this. And then like helping, you guys through the group and stuff like that. That's something that I dig. Like I forget how much stuff that I always tell people I'm like the sophomore. I never claim to be a professor, but I could tell you where your locker is. I could tell you, how to get to, the cafeteria, what bathrooms to avoid. Like, I don't have to be an expert in order to help the person behind me. That's one thing I dig. Do you guys, like with COVID, I saw, were you guys donating food?
Yes. We, I kind of piggybacked off what you were doing, because obviously I always follow you. I always ask for your opinion, and what is it? It's, if you want to be successful, you follow successful people. So, you were, what is it? I believe you were donating to the post office one day, and it was like right in the beginning of COVID. And I'm like, okay, I need to do something. I need to figure something out. And lo and behold, we got a phone call from a teachers association, and there's the Ronald McDonald House in downtown Buffalo. If you're not, I don't know if people are familiar with the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah,
I don't know what they did. What?
That's a kid's place, right?
Well, so they kind of position themselves near like a lot of oncologists. Like we have Roswell in where we are, and it's a very large cancer hospital. If you have cancer, that's where you're going to go to your chemo, get your treatment, and it's the Rolls Royce of oncology. So it's literally, they house these kids that have, let it be, they're like for an hour away, 3 hours away, 4 hours away, and they can't get treatment. So they house these kids free of charge, obviously. And I mean, it's really like heartwarming how amazing like this place is. So usually there's the teachers will go and they'll cook for these families that are there, because it's not just the kids, it's also the families, the mother, the father, possibly siblings. So they can stay there, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. It all depends on how much treatment that this individual needs. So it was just during COVID, and I want to say it was the end of March. They were supposed to go and cook for a couple of the families, and obviously they couldn't because of COVID. So they needed a reputable company that can get them meals at a reasonable price. My fiance's sister worked with one of the teachers' husbands. Follow me now. Yeah. And they're like, hey, my sister and her fiance have a meal prep company. They might be able to help. So I'm like, yep, absolutely. Give them my phone number. Called them. And it's this one family that was there. It was a little girl. It's 10 years old. They wouldn't tell me what she had and why she was there. And they're like, it's a real sad story, because she grew out of her favorite sneakers. And having a daughter, that hit me hard. So I'm like, okay, I'll do whatever I have to do. Let's figure something out. What do we need to do? Can we do so many meals every single day, however long you need to? They're like, well, she's probably going to be there for at least another month or two. Okay, whatever she needs, done. So we just basically donated to the Ronald McDonald House for that one family. And it was really kind of dwelling on me that this girl didn't have her favorite sneakers. And I'm like, well, why doesn't her mother just buy her another pair? Are they short on money? Are they short on funds? So I was in the kitchen one day, and it was just really like bothering me. I picked up my phone, and I just did a video on Facebook. I go, hey guys, we have a little situation, and I'm calling out for help. And I said the story, like, is this little girl? She's at the Ronald McDonald House place that we've been donating to, and she grew out of her shoes. And what I would like to do is raise some money for the Ronald McDonald House and for this family. And we ended up raising like a little over $2,000 in a couple of weeks for them. It was cool to see our I call it Kraving Thyme community get together and help donate. And we still, to this day, I still donate, but which is even more, I think, which is more cool, is we're actually the cooks for the Ronald McDonald House. We are the official cook for them.
That's very cool. You guys have that on your website anywhere?
No, we have to. Like they literally every week, depending on how many people are there staying at the house, is how many meals they get from us. It's pretty cool to have that relationship with the Ronald McDonald House. But you are 100% right. It needs to get on the website.
Yeah, customers they like knowing that their money's going towards something other than a jet ski, for the owner.
Agreed. And we also, by the way, if you buy a gift card, however much money, or if it's $25, I'll donate one meal to Ronald McDonald House, $50, 2 meals, $100, 5 meals. So now is the time where people are getting gift cards and they get to see a little bit of the proceeds gets to go to the Ronald McDonald House. So I'm a huge believer of donating.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I dig that you're doing that. The opportunities that, have come up, like we felt when I realized that, COVID was shutting down all these companies and I realized that we were going to be able to stay open, I felt so obligated to do something with that. Like I felt like I dodged a bullet, and we were like, I literally used the analogy. I was like, it's the Titanic. We ended up on a raft, and like, we can't save everybody. We can't change the world, but like, we got to get as many people as possible on this raft. We definitely went full force into that, but I was so I loved it. I felt so grateful that we were able to do that. And that's an awesome story that you had that like personal kind of connection that actually ended up in this long-term relationship that you guys have with the house, and that they depend on you and rely on you guys for that. So
that's a pretty cool, excellent relationship. And we also help donate to a lot of hospitals in the area, which we still work with some organizations that want to donate to the hospital. And it's nice because our name comes up and they're like, oh yeah, use Kraving Thyme. We love their food, and they give you what I always do is I always match on a donation. So if obviously they raise a bunch of money, I'll be like, okay, cool. Whatever you do, I will match it. Either way, doesn't matter.
Yeah, we had a customer who called up one day, and he did that where he's like, how much have you guys raised? And he's a local businessman. He's got a couple of businesses. He's a successful guy, really nice guy. And just like out of nowhere, he actually got on to us through a personal trainer. And he's like, and I want to put $500 on Joe's account too. And I was like, I'm going to match you with that because I love Joe to death. So he's just a super giving dude. So it was cool to see what you can inspire out of people. And it makes it easy enough. Like if they're at the checkout line and they want to buy it anyway, like it makes them feel a little bit better. Maybe they'll buy that extra dessert or, the gift card or something like that. So that's, it's a smart way when you're able to make, I like being able to see those win-win-win situations where your company wins, the customers win, and, it goes to a good cause as well. So bravo for that, man. That's really good stuff.
Well, it's because of you, man. I mean, like I said, I follow you like nothing, man. It's a lot of our success is because of you, and I'm always grateful for that you opened up your doors to us, and it was just awesome because I felt so intruding half the time when I was there, and I'm like, shit, this guy's opening up my doors and everything's going on. I'm like, okay, I'll just sit here and pretend I'm going to do work and kind of just look around, see what everyone else is doing. I'm just like trying to take notes and trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, how do they do this? I'm like, because I need to see what a very large, successful organization is doing. And I grab the bull by the horns every time I can, man, especially if it's for my family and it's for the greater being of my family. So I'm forever grateful for the opportunity you allowed me to come see your facility.
I'm pleased I was able to do that. I really appreciate that. And I'm very humbled by that. You started choking me up, but I just trying to have fun and help people. And that's awesome. And I'm glad that I mean, you and Sarah have a great operation, and you're a solid dude. So I'm glad that it happens to work out that I've been able to help someone who's pretty awesome and is paying it forward, because that's the biggest thing. Like I said, it's a multiplier. You get that positivity going, and it just brings more and
100%
more.
right. I'll never forget that time I'm searching on YouTube and I saw you, man. I'm like, what is this guy? Meal prep, huh? And I'm like, oh, I get some pointers. I'm in the gym, I'm taking notes, and then boom, just took off. It was cool.
All right, I'm stoked. I think I'm out of questions for now, so maybe that's a good note to end it on. Got me all choked up. So we'll do another episode in I don't know, a couple months. And do like a follow-up, see what oh man, I wasn't recording. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, come on, dude. Son of a bitch.
All right, that wraps up the interview I did with Tom. I do want to do a follow-up interview with Tom in 2021, see how he's progressed, see what changes Kraving Thyme takes on in the new year, and also see how the new meal prep software helps his business, because he is one of the enrollees in the guinea pig test group. If you're not familiar, you're going to want to check out the links and probably look on my channel for any episode that mentions software. There's a free meal prep software that I'm able to offer. Initially, I've started with members of my private group. By now, it might be open to everybody, so you're going to want to check that out. Basically, the software costs your business nothing. It runs basically your entire business, from taking orders to marketing and really so much more. I'm not going to waste time getting into it. Check out those other videos if you want to learn more. If you're serious about starting or growing your meal prep, this software is a no-brainer. So check that stuff out. And again, make sure you've subscribed, you got the alert notifications on, and I invite you to tune in to future episodes. And I hope you have a great day. I hope you found my stuff informative, entertaining, useful, interesting, all of the above. And I look forward to helping you grow as a business, as an entrepreneur, and as an individual.